listeners, you heard that from Matt.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yago,
Matt said
Yago.
Jack's not winning. You heard it from him. Like I don't know who's going to win, but Matt knows.
Welcome back to the Insiders. We are on it after a late night of watching Te Ahopu and the final day. We're about to bring you our thoughts and reviews. How are you, Daz?
I'm pretty good, mate. Chahupu, Chahupu. Jobs, Tahiti, the end of the road, the left, everything we liked about the world tour, a great place to end up. Heard another podcast where some guy was going, yeah, it looks pretty easy to get barreled.
Fuck.
Wow, I think it is if you're good. Before we get to things, they're world tour dudes, bro. Before we get to things, I'm 100% uh, female surf world tour back up. I love it. It's a future for them, especially if you're a parent. I don't have girls, but I could have had one. A lot of people do, but man, apart from Molly and Katie, these girls have got to just get out there and learn how to write backside barrels because Luana was nearly embarrassing. Gabby, I wouldn't have given her the score of that one against who'd she beat?
Erin.
Who'd she? Yeah, I wouldn't have given a score. I guess you have to, but I thought part of the judging criteria was style. Uh, Vahine was insane. She got unlucky. Who Vahine get knocked out by Molly?
Yeah.
Molly was the most dominant surfer on. No, we won't say that because Jack was pretty dominant.
I think Molly was the most dominant surfer, like when you think heat to heat. Jack was good, was very well, I mean, he was very good, but
It was magistral, man. He did that under pressure.
his we'll go back to that, but just I just want to say his heat percentage win out there is bonkers. Like it's actually bonkers.
Because
Um,
he's just bonkers, mate.
but yeah, Molly was very, very good. I thought Erin was sick, and I did like I did like Gabby's wave. I'm not sure it was as big a score as they gave it, if I'm honest.
She got barreled. She did get the job done, but
I did think all event, both sides of the draw, that they were scoring backside tube riding higher than the front side guys and girls. Um, and I wondered if it's because, like, I was watching Kauli and watching Italo and Erin and stuff, and they were a lot cleaner, in my opinion, with their surfing, but it made it look slightly less dramatic. And
Bahini's just incredible. She's just incredible. She's great. And thanks to
yeah.
you, I changed Molly, who was my bonus surfer, to her. So thanks for that, mate. I lost $100 because of that one decision.
Well, that's what you get for listening to me.
I came second on my group instead of first. I won the season by 500 points, but man, I could have got that. I could have done a lot of things with that $100, like 100 bags of $1 lollies.
Yeah.
So how I used to add things up when I was a kid. Huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like someone like Luana Silva, Lake Peterson, various others. Like stop going to trestles and trying to do a frontside Rio and just go somewhere and get barreled backside until you can do it good. And honestly, it's more fun. Like, come on, it's the best thing in surfing.
Do you
We,
think do you think it's a little bit though, a that's like, and obviously they've changed this for this year, but it's a problem with the Challenger series because you don't need to do it to get onto the tour. So it's
yeah,
almost like,
of course it is. But the guys that get onto the tour that are good, they got to do the same thing too.
but yeah, but
Huh?
even when you look at that, like the rookies,
Of course, it's a problem with the Challenger series. They should have. What should they? What could they put? We already said Raglan.
Well,
They
Pipe's
love
on it
Challenger
now.
Series. Let's give him a Indo left.
They've got Pipe now, so
They've
um,
got pipe. There you go. So wake up and smell the cheese. If you can't ride a barrel, you're not going on tour. And if you can't ride a barrel, you're not going to be world champ. Even though next year things can change all again, you can. Next year you can again, but you can't this year, for example. And what a
well,
pity because
yeah,
Ethan, Magistral, underrated, incredible backside tube rider, lost by a friction.
and he done his best to try and get that 9.5 or whatever he needed. That he
Friction of a fraction, did he? I didn't see the last bit.
I don't think he got close. I don't think he got like super close to the score, but the wave he got with like 10 seconds to go, and he couldn't have been deeper, and he basically refused to fall off. And he didn't come out clean. It was quite dramatic, but it wasn't the score, and like quite rightly. But
He had a bad year, man. He had a bad year. Next year he can come back and he can be world champ because
yeah,
he can win everywhere. Most he can win everywhere.
yeah, oh, definitely. And I also think that um, yeah, I would put him up there
I
next.
saw on Beach Grit a thread. There was a kerfuffle of are you surprised? There was a big whinge from Jayashenko that he got ripped off against Griff. I watched the heat. I didn't see a rip off.
I didn't
I
see him
did
above.
see two. I just saw both of them get heaps of really good barrels.
I completely agree. I think
Some
that
of JO's were really good. They were really good. It could have gone either way. This I agree with. When I looked at it, I thought a couple of his that were maybe deep could have gone either way, but then I saw the ones at Griff's and they looked insane too.
completely
Uh,
agree. Same with
do we think there's a massive push for a
no,
conspiracy to get Griff there
no,
instead of who? If Joe had won that heat, it would have been Ethan there. They love him
exactly.
too.
Exactly. No, that to me wasn't a rip-off. It was just a very close heat. The same with
Close.
Leo. Leo versus uh,
Yeah, tight heat, lost in the
um
last minute. Crosby. I would
Crosby.
have
Yeah,
given him
yeah.
the score all day. I called the score to Crosby.
Yeah. I said
Easy.
I was messaging someone and I said 6-5, and the person I was
Yeah,
messaging,
it was better than Leo's 5-6 and bigger.
yeah, and the person I was messaging was like, no, I think Leo is better, and I was like, well, and he was like, oh, and I said to him on the messaging, I said, look, I think it's a fair call. It was 0.17 of a point, so it could have gone either way, and it was a very close, slow heat. It wasn't a robbery. It was just a yeah, it was just a very close heat. Um,
Another one that could have gone either way, and I held my breath. I did a Wim Hof waiting for the score was Marco Mignon against Jack.
I think, well, I was about to say, I think Jack got lucky. It wasn't the Marco heat, even though I did agree with you. I thought Marco, it was like I
I
was.
don't think I would have given him the score in retrospect, being an 8-5 he needed.
I think Jack
It
was
was
lucky to not get a paddling interference against Italo in that heat he played because and
I
basically
didn't see it.
it was really cool because Stace Galbraith was commentating with Kaipo, and basically Stace was saying this is a rubbish call by the judges because all they did was they basically just awarded priority to Italo. And Stace was like, if you're awarding priority because you think that's a paddle, then it's a block because of the positioning, and then it should be a paddling interference. So he was calling out the judges, and Kaipo shut him down so quickly, and you could tell that Stace wasn't happy with it, and Kaipo was like basically trying to get off the subject. It was quite funny, but he definitely should have got a paddling interference in my opinion. I didn't like. I think if it was vice versa, if Italo had done that to Jack, then people would be blowing up about Italo not doing the right thing and stuff like that.
They're just such dogs in the water, and Jack doesn't take it. And you know
Jack
what?
was the
He just
dog.
doesn't take
Jack
it.
was
Yeah,
Jack.
yeah, he's a dog, man. He's a dog
Yeah,
too. Who's his coach?
yeah. Leandro
What's
Dor.
going to Oh, so we'll
He,
get to that.
but it is part of the game and far out. Like the pressure must have been under, or maybe he was under no pressure because no one expected him to qualify because of the position he was in. But to win it was still incredible. So
He's just clutch. I can see him winning the world title. It's going to be hard. He's got to beat Yago's one off. He's got to beat who's in front of him.
he's not winning
Griff's
the world title. He's got to go first.
okay. Listeners, you heard that from Matt.
Yeah,
Okay, Matt said
Yago.
Jack's not winning. You heard it from him. Like I don't know who's going to win, but Matt knows that Jack's not going to win based on what.
Um, not being able to win that many heats in a row out there.
We think he's not fit enough.
No, it's not that. I just think like there's so many things. Like
Jack surfed 10 hours straight
I'm not
at
saying he's not fit enough. I'm saying
Nalu
look at what
and just got
yeah, but
like
that's
ten.
no, I'm not saying that. Look what happened to Ethan at Trestles. The judges get bored of seeing the same
Steph
thing.
did it.
It's
Steph did it.
human nature.
It's not the same thing, bro. It's not.
Steph
That's
didn't
Trestles. This is cloud break. You can't get bored
exactly.
by
No,
training pits.
you're not seeing the point. Is if Jack spends the time getting barreled and then he comes up against Yago fresh first heat, Yago gets barreled and then does an air on the end section. The judges are giving him the
They're not
score.
going to score an hour on the end section.
They
It's cloud
100%
break.
will. At cloud break,
It
they
could
do.
be three.
Look
Could
at
be 3 foot.
when Medina won it. Look at last year. Last year it was barely a barrel going.
Okay, so he's coming from fourth. He does have to get through Griff, which he can do, but Griff's won there. Got to get through Geordie, which he can probably do with his eyes closed. Sorry, Geordie. Let's get him Geordie on. Geordie will go good there because he's a big dude, big, strong, and so yeah, he's got to go. He's got to he's got to beat Italo. Whoa. Then yeah, it's pretty hard. He's got to beat Italo. Then he's got to beat Griff, Geordie, and Yago on the
He has
trot.
to make sure that he beats Yago in the first heat. That's the
I
massive part.
understand the mathematics, bro. I've listened to it. Hey, we brought this to the world before then they announced it. How did that happen?
I know.
Remember?
Yeah.
I forgot to talk to you about this.
Um, I heard Vaughan Blakey say it on a random live. He was doing a live thing, and then he never said it after. And obviously, he's this
We
year,
just broadcasted
yeah,
uh,
and this,
what do you call the word in journalism?
uh,
Unconcrete,
yeah, it's unverified.
unverified information because we just gossip mongers and we were
But
right.
but it was semi-verified because basically Vaughan has been working for the WSL this year, so he obviously knew this was coming, and said it, and he only ever said it once. And I guess,
Well, there you
lucky,
go,
heard
listeners.
it.
You can count on us for secondhand news first.
Yeah. Um, so that's how I heard it, and yeah. But I
So
move
here's the other one. Now
talking
we don't
about
see any of these dudes in the water until next April. We've talked about this before. It's just ridiculous.
yeah.
It's just
So
stupid.
before we talk about,
September, October, November, December, January, February, March, 8 months.
but before
We
we
won't
talk
even
about,
know who's in the top, whatever it is next year. We'll have to go back and look at the stats.
true, but going backwards about my thing saying Jack won't win the world title. On the flip side, Molly Picklum is. I would give her the title now.
She's going good, but hey, Katie dudded the final, but she was having a crack. Sometimes that's how it goes. She's an insane backhand barrel ride. I think she'll go insane
I
at
think she will.
cloud break and wonder if I don't give if it was just a one match. I wonder if I wouldn't give the and this sounds weird after Molly just wiped the floor with them all, but cloud breaks an incredibly technical timing wave, which is what she's got. That's why Kelly was so good. That's why Parker was so good there. That's why all those guys that are in. Let's see. Wow, hype day just. It's in a couple of weeks' time.
2 weeks yesterday.
And
Yeah.
then that's the end of the season.
Yeah. And then we can talk about
To
other
the
stuff.
NBA saying, imagine the NBA saying, yeah, we're just going to do the season from April to August, and then you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, pretty
But yeah,
silly.
I
Pretty
would put
silly.
money on Molly winning it. Even though I would, you probably won't like me saying this, I'd rather Katie win it. I prefer Katie.
Good
Um,
on you. You can like
but
you prefer who you want.
I just think the number one seeds on both sides are going to be world champ this year.
Okay, so Yago's pretty good, huh? He's pretty good.
Oh, wow, he's good.
And Jack goes out there and gets 12 6-second barrels and just turns into a yogi. Meanwhile, Yago's just on the boat watching. His dad's on the other boat with Jack. He's sitting there twiddling his thumbs, getting cold. Gets out there and gets smoked. Does a Carissa Moore, quits the tour, changes his name, because he doesn't want to be a door anymore because his dad just coached the other dude to a world title and bring on 2026.
Or his dad gets depressed because he would have had a bonus clause if he coached him to a world title, and this year he's not coaching him, and it's the year he's going to win the world title.
Yeah, I love Jago. He's unreal. He's a stylish surfer. Looks fantastic. Never seen to a big sookie. Well, not more than anyone else does.
Yeah,
I think it also would be an absolute valediction of Molly's talent and the new school generation that both her and Katie have got world titles while it was
yeah,
still in final five. And then it'll just be a head to head. Katie, Molly, who else? Erin's probably going to do a massive improvement next year. She still made top 10. Like, she
yeah.
got smoked, but you got to think she's going to improve.
I agree. I do agree. I I wanted to say, and I just remembered this slightly off topic of what you just said, but did you hear any of the um or did you watch when they had that 12-year-old with Kaipo and Stace in the booth talking?
No, but I was going to tell you, I already said this ahead of time. I just don't think that was. I just think that was silly having a 12-year-old in the comp. If they had put her out on the 14-foot day, maybe she would have got one. But half the other girls weren't getting any anyway. But like
Well, the reason I
there
brought it
should
up,
just be some sort of limits.
the reason I brought it up, I wouldn't say go back and watch it because it's probably not worth your time, but how she spoke for a 12-year-old, she was commentating on the heat as well as answering questions and things like that. I was so impressed. Like Emily has no interest in this shit, and I had it on, and she was semi-listening, and even she was impressed by how this 12-year-old spoke and
But that's
carried.
because you don't have kids, and that's your choice, and who cares about that sort of thing? But kids are smart. It's not because they're 12 they're,
No,
like.
but yeah, but
Well,
like
thugs. My 10-year-old used to talk to people about politics. He woke me up at 11 to tell me Trump got elected.
yeah, but your kid is also semi-certified world genius. That's not
Yeah,
normal.
but so maybe this girl is too.
Yeah, but what all I'm saying is there's people on tour, like
Yeah, they can't string two sentences
yeah,
together.
I'll go out there and say like Ivan Florence can't speak as well as this 12-year-old speaks on a camera, like
Yeah, but she's
unprompted.
most probably an extrovert, and Ivan isn't. So
Yeah,
it doesn't
but
also.
I was just really impressed by her speaking. I was impressed by her surfing, far out. She's going on waves I wouldn't go on.
No, she did well. Tyler Wright went really good. She's a
Yeah,
good pick. She's a good barrel rider. I thought it was funny because I saw comments on Beach Cricket, which I love watching their comments during a comp. Like, hey, people just hate her. People just hate her because well, men will hate her anyway because she's lesbian or homosexual. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. They're hating on her because she's got the one arm, one leg
it's
weddy.
it's
Like
mad.
every second dude's got that in the NBA. And cool, why not be inspired by a little bit of fashion? I thought it looked cool.
Yeah,
I think it's
plus
funny.
I completely agree. Like I do, I
I
definitely do.
don't like listening to a moan either, but still, at least she's doing something.
Especially in the last like year and a half, she did get a bit like a couple of years ago, she did get a bit preachy and a bit weird. And I kind of was a little bit like, look, you're an athlete, like you're not a politician kind of thing. And I think that about male or female, and I think that about any sport is like if you come out and start talking about shit that isn't really your realm, like then I'm not necessarily there for it. But people will just hate for the sake of hating, and I think she's really good.
Does
Um,
that validate? Does that validate the fact that putting a 14-year-old in the world tour and everything and taking them out of school just flips their brain out of the whack. And let's have a look because next year, Taya Zabowski, she's a shoe-in to be on the tour. Her dad was a snowboarder at the Olympics. I'll try and get him on. He's a mate, Gary. Well, I don't know, mate. You can't call everyone a mate, but I know him well enough that let's try and get him on the potty. And like he's a soccer dad. Don't you worry about that. He's like
Yeah.
one of a
Well,
soccer parent.
he's a bit like Marco Mignot's dad, isn't he? You see Marco's dad
Ah,
getting wild. Hey, that
I love it or hate it. Honestly,
actually,
that's how some of these kids get there because
yeah. And also,
not the Kelly side, they got there by himself.
hey, what about if I'd have said to you in January of this year when we were at Pipe, or when the comp was at Pipe, that Marco Mignot would be Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, he deserved it, man. He went hard everywhere.
So hard. The best thing about him was when he recognized, and I think it was at Abu Dhabi, and he
The
said it out
pool.
loud. He said it out
I'm
loud.
here
He
to
said,
win.
why am I looking at these guys with respect? They're going to beat me. I need to beat them.
Yeah.
As soon as he switched that, I was like, yes, like fuck yeah. Like I feel like Al Cleland had that the whole way round. I thought Al was amazing all year as well.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder about Al. He was a contradiction. We didn't get to speak about him much, and I've got to go and get some washing mat if someone's going to leave it on the road. Um, Al, I thought sometimes just unfortunately looks disinterested. Sometimes, like if the waves aren't up the scratch, he looks disinterested. But how good is he? Like Japu is just so good. He's
He's
mean,
so
he's
good.
tough. He'll paddle around someone. He's unapologetic, and I'd like to see him as world champ. He's kind of reminds me a little bit like Andy Irons. I'd
Oh,
like
he's
to
a
get him
throwback. He is a
as
throwback.
well and say to him, why do you look so uninterested? Because he's fucking probably just doesn't want to surf shit waves.
Yeah, he is a pure throwback, and I love it. Even Cowley said that. Cowley was like, I was in Huntington competing, and there was this swell in
I saw that too.
and he said
Cowley's unreal.
he was like, I was walking around depressed. I really hope he makes the tour. Like, I really,
So
really
do
hope he
I.
makes the tour.
Well, if
But
he wins pipe, he could be in.
I was going to say he's got a good chance because Pipe is. You'd put in the Challenger Series, you'd put him in there. But you got to go. We'll finish on. We'll finish on. I just want to say, regular season WSL over. Probably the best year of the WSL in the last 5 years for Wave.
Yep. And we're going to have 2 or 3 finals day episodes. We're going to have a lead up. We're going to have a pre-comp with forecast. We're going to have a post-comp. And apart from that, then we're going rogue like the rest of the world. We're going to track down free surfers. We're going to track down the shapers. We're going to track down the yogis.
Coming
We're
for
going to track
everyone.
down the new age mid-length softboard, matcha drinking influencers. We'll do it all this winter.
Exactly.
Thanks for coming,
Big
Matty.
bro. Speak soon. Au revoir.